Welcome friends to my quick review of this ASUS Vivobook. This is the 7730U model with a 15.6 inch touchscreen. It is an all plastic chassis. Vivobook 15 this is called. So it comes with this power brick, which is output 19 volts, 45 watts. This thing doesn't fold over. It looks like 4.5 by 3.0 millimeters. Standard ASUS. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna first check out what's on the insides. Let's get right on the inside. So I got the screws off. Let's see how easily it is to take off the cover. That was a very simple cover take off. Okay. So now let's take a look at the insides. Vivobook 15. So it looks like one module on there, 8 gig is soldered. The second is upgradeable. It comes with a 1 terabyte Sodimm SSD. It looks like maybe a Gen 4. Nice big heat pipe over here. And it looks like it exhausts not out the back, but out the side, where you have a single USB, maybe 2.0 port, because it doesn't say super speed. So see on these, it says super speed, super speed, super speed, and it looks like this USB might actually give it also power. So what are we trying to do today? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch up the paste, because that's my standard thing to do. And the battery is 42 watt hours, so the battery is nothing to write home about. The speaker is bottom firing. It goes down that way. This is some shielding for the wireless card, which is here. Very interesting design. It looks like they really spaced out the components. One of the pluses I see thus far is the upgradability of putting second stick in here, so you could put like a 24 or a 32 gig like SD RAM to 3200 megahertz. You could put a second 3200 megahertz thing. I do have a 16 gig lying around. Not sure if I'll use that, but the upgradability does make it nice. So this is a non-touch screen laptop, and it is running a 15 watt low power processor. So what I'm gonna do right now is this guy is a heat pipe like this. So it looks like the heat pipe is first we got to disconnect the battery. That's one of the first things you got to always do, guys. If you ever do this at home, make sure before you do any operations on the computer, make sure you always disconnect the battery, because you could short something out if you don't otherwise. Is this an easy so this clip goes up, it looks like. Oh shit, I just shorted something. Good job with the battery frickin' thing. So, wow. The same clip that's for holding it down, it just shorted it. Oh, so it goes down like this, and then it gets picked up, I guess? Wow, that's a horrible design. That is a horrible design. So you gotta go like this and lift it up. So when you lift it up, I just saw a spark here. That could have caused a problem to the laptop. That's a really bad design. This guy going up there, in order for it to get the laptop off, that is just a horrible design. Okay, so that's already a minus for the design over here. I don't even know if it's gonna boot up now. Okay, so we're going to skip the PTM 7950. What we're gonna do is we're going to go straight for switching it up to a drive that I have with a pre-install of Windows 10, and we're gonna test it out that it boots up, because if we don't have a boot up, then we might have a problem, because this little stupid clip, it shorts things out. So hopefully that this little metal bracket thing didn't break something. because taking off a thing it's a normal thing to disconnect the battery, but putting this little metal clip on there that could have shorted something out. I think I might have seen a spark fly. Hopefully that didn't affect it. So I just put it in the 512 gig drive, so fingers crossed that this notebook turns on. So let's see. Turn it on. Oh shit. Wow. Okay, that's a bad design. Okay. That's a bad design. Just like everything is, they can't even put a screw on the speakers. That's ridiculous. Okay, so this thing has to be pushed down hard in order to make sure nothing falls out of this thing, because this has been built really, really as much as people would pay for it, I guess. But when you build with shoddy quality, who's gonna pay that much more for that? Okay, so hopefully there's not too much stuff falling out of there. Batteries reconnected. Let's see, power on. Let's connect this guy. Let's see if the power, sometimes you need a USB-C power in order for it to turn on. Okay, so hopefully that didn't get broken. Fingers crossed. Just boot into Windows. As soon as we boot into Windows, we'll be good. So it looks like it is taking power delivery from the thing, and it looks like because the battery was disconnected, that's good. We got that going. Now it should jump right into the drive. Right into Windows 10. That's the power usage. We're using a car adapter USB-C. And now let's switch over to their power brick. So that's good. We know that the power delivery can handle giving the laptop power. The screen I am not too fond of. It is not touch screen. It is not powerful at all. Connect this guy. Disconnect that from here. Oh, looks like the battery is disconnected or something. Or we fried the battery. I don't know. Let's turn that guy off. Connect the power here. So thus far I'm looking at this as a nice maybe server PC, running like maybe a Linux or a Windows operating system. Let's see, flex wise, yes, a lot of flex. Let's see, we should also test out how it works maybe with Linux, Zorin OS. So why did I buy this laptop? Well, I bought it because it was reasonably cheap. It has the processor that I like for crypto mining, which is 7730U. We now saw that the RAM is upgradable or partially upgradable, which is really good, kind of like what Lenovo does. Now we're gonna see the kind of hash rate it does. Can't even hear the sound from there right now. And it looks like for the battery we need to put the clip back on. I'm just wondering how to put the clip on without shorting something out, but apparently that doesn't really matter that much anyway. Let's see over here. Plugged in, power mode plugged in, better performance. And what does it say, battery settings? The screen is looking kind of horrible though. Oh, at this angle it's much better. So this is probably the angle you would use it at. Oh, so I guess it really depends on how you're sitting down and looking at it. Okay. So this looks like not even an IPS, it looks like a TN panel. Because the viewing angles kind of suck from the sides. You need to be looking at it straight on like this in order for it to work good. I'm so used to the touch screens, which is fine. And it's getting a really low hash rate. 3082. So huge pages granted. So it's running at 42 watts, coming from the wall 43. Okay, now let's go to computer. So Ryzen 7 7730U, installed RAM is 16 gigs. So we know 8 gigs is soldered and the other 8 gigs are out there. Looks like it's charging up and producing really low hash rate. That's a really low hash rate. This is not what I'm used to with this processor, so there might be some issue with this laptop, as this hash rate should be closer to 3,000 or 4,000. Maybe it's being power limited. Maybe there's some other issue with it. This exclamation point, I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay. So now let's test a few more benchmarks too. Okay, so this thing, I'm having an installation of drivers and stuff in the background. I'm using as the I/O. Some stuff installed, some stuff didn't. Let's just see what it is like playing some. I just want to hear what it sounds like.
I don't give a damn about depopulation. I don't worry about economic
Okay. So we got bottom firing speakers.
I don't want any strife in my situation. Hear me?
I'm installing Windows updates in the background too.
But all you really wanna do is black pill me. I can just place a smile on my face to erase the bad space and chill me. You feel me? Ignorance is bliss. I don't need none of this. The scary information is going on my blacklist.
I would say that's not actually that bad. It's not a MacBook Pro, but you know, it's manageable. I'm so used to touchscreens. So I have all this stuff in the background, so it's playing okay. It's doing the installs. So not even the most updated drivers either. So let's try another one. Don't believe your eyes. Let's see. We're at 100%.
Coming to you through augmented reality. Wish I could show you what I can see. Floating avatars dancing across my room.
My work is easy
And
because
I
I use it.
think I just bent a spoon.
Oh man, I hate these ads.
And now there's digital voices inside my head. And a crypto rig running under my bed. 1,000 virtual friends are liking me.
Okay.
Till they see what I can see.
I don't know if you guys could see what I can see.
The world is filled with lies, and your waking life is synthesized. Break the illusion and realize, don't believe your
So let's see stats for nerds. So it dropped 5 drops, but it's running a 4K 60 video. So playing playback is actually really decent. So you do have to adjust the angle of this. See it kind of like gets washed out. You got to get it at the right angle to get that the nicer colors. So that's okay. So you're playing a podcast or whatever, typing up an email, that's good. There is no backlit keyboard, which kind of does suck. So that's the increase of the lights.
Got a quantum computer with a GPU, a viral video, 1 million views. I got a talking avatar that looks like you, and she's telling me what to do. Oh yeah. When the world is filled with lies,
I think it might be installing the mouse driver because right now I can't access the mouse.
don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your eyes. See beyond the sinful.
I would say it's not bad. However, it's not the best I've ever used. So what made me buy it is because it came with a 1 terabyte drive. Because most computers like this come with like a 512. So let's see, this guy, something wasn't complete there.
My feet touch the sand for the first time today.
So it's doing some cumulative updates. So I'm gonna come back in a few minutes once the updates are done, and then we'll be able to truly test it, because we needed the drivers installed, which I did with SDIO, and come back with some opinions about this computer. So while it's doing the update, I would highly recommend getting this laptop instead. It's the Dell 3535. What sold me was the terabyte instead of the 512 gigs that this comes with. But this has both DDR4 RAM slots, upgradable, has the same processor, and it has a touch screen. So that touch screen is worth to me that extra money that this supposed SSD brought me. I just wanted to test this computer out, and that's why I bought it. Also, I just figured with this processor, it's perfect for crypto mining, which is the plan for this laptop. So yeah, I'm not even going to be using any touchscreen anyway on it, because that's what it's going to be doing. So it's going to load up, and now we could probably run a few tests. So we know with this processor, the 7730U, it's not going to actually, so it's taking 14 watts, that this hard drive is not going to run more than Gen 3x4 speeds, not more than 3,500 megabytes per second. So it looks like the mouse is back. It looks like the updates did help. I'm going to let this run for a few minutes and check it out then, you know, what's going on. Perhaps maybe it's also the VPN running in the background, because it connects to the VPN automatically. That could be an effect. I don't like what this is saying. Maybe I might have shorted something out connecting it. However, as long as I can connect it to the shore power, that's okay with me, because I will be able to still use it for my purposes. Overall, it's okay. One thing I guess it could be useful for is possibly Linux. However, with Linux, even with Linux, I would prefer a touch screen to be able to touch things. So not having a touch screen, and that's what I feel myself dragged to. Okay, so that performance is perfect. So it is doing the correct hash rate on the thing. Okay, so good. At least we got that correct. We needed the Windows updates there. Crystal disk mark. No. It's still gonna open up. So we're gonna let that run. We're gonna close that down. And I'm also gonna run the Heaven benchmark and see what it comes up with regarding to how well this does with that. So Gen 3x4, it can do that with the drive. So you can only put one drive in there. So what are the benefits of this computer is that it does have the functional basics, FN, and then you could press the keyboard, open up the keyboard. So this sounds like this is a machine to crank out some numbers, do a numlock. So some people love the number pad. I'm kind of impartial with it. I prefer upward firing speakers. So on my Dell 7530, I prefer those. So then the question becomes, okay, so we have these speakers working, we have that working, so we have Bluetooth working, okay. What would not be working with this? Well, obviously everything would work. So mobile hotspot it could do network. So we got the Wi-Fi's, you could do a mobile hotspot. Okay, so it could do mobile hotspot to other devices. Interesting. The speakers are okay. Playback works great. We already checked that out. Now let's do the Heaven benchmark to do a little bit of a benchmark test. This is why I get the 7730U processors. At the desktop with nothing really running, well, except this disk mark chart, we're getting 18 watts. 18 watts from the wall. That's all it's pulling. That's really nice. I really like the low power consumption of this processor. I've tested with lots of different notebooks. It's like 30, 40 watts because they're more power hungry and they're more powerful processors in general. However, for general day-to-day tasks, I think this is just really perfect. So we already did the YouTube. Now let's do the Heaven. So I switched around the quality to medium because with the graphics chip built in here, you probably wouldn't use low, but medium sounds like more the thing because the original was on the high. And let's see what the system resolution is. I think it's 1920 by 1080. Okay, so it's a 16 by 9 aspect ratio screen. So I set this to medium over here. I just wanted to show that on screen. And now we're gonna run this thing at medium because that sounds like what you would do with this kind of graphics chip that's built in here. Oh, mind you, there is that crystal disk mark running in the background. Getting 23 over here. I'm gonna press the benchmark. Yeah, high definitely looks better. So I'm seeing 22 frames a second up there. It doesn't look that pretty. However, what can you expect from the, okay. FPS, minimum FPS we're getting 20, max we're getting 45. So I'm gonna come back as soon as this benchmark is done. It just restarted in the middle of that benchmark. I think it might have to do something, maybe that happened with the battery. Maybe the battery got shorted. So I'm not sure if that's the issue. Okay, so I don't want to make this review any longer than it should be. We did a teardown. We did the test on with the benchmark with the crypto mining. It's okay. It's not more, not any less than what you regularly would get, about 4,000 hashes with this processor at about 20 to 25 watt load. Just like all these processor computers, they do really decent low power at the desktop. Really nice. I really like that because that keeps it. The battery is very small in there. It does have an upgradable RAM, which is really nice compared to others. The design is okay. It's a little bit on the cheap side. There is no backlit keyboard. There is no touchscreen. So 3535 it is. Watch the review for the Dell with the 7730U processor. I've done quite a few reviews on different 7730U laptops and even mini PCs, and that's been kind of like my favorite processor to explore, because to me what I found is the most power efficient, maybe because it doesn't have the most powerful graphics on board. So light gaming, maybe video watching, so watch YouTube, podcast, maybe some StarCraft, something like that. The screen kind of sucks, so I personally would not recommend this computer to anybody except somebody that wants to mine some Monero using XMRIG. I would test Linux on it, but I kind of don't like this computer, so I don't even want to test it, because if you're gonna install Linux, you might as well have the touch, because like a lot of these laptops that I have here, they're touch screen, so I'm just so used to touching the screen and pressing next on the video. That's okay. So Dell 3535, because if you're getting the same processor, same price notebook, I will go for the Dell 3535. This is a nice positive point. So what are our other positive points? Well, it does accept power via the USB-C port. So you could connect it to a USB-C dongle where you connect the power, you could connect Ethernet to that and stuff like that. It does have 2 high-speed USB-C ports, and you do have an HDMI port, so you could export it. I wish everything was USB-C port, you know, instead of this barrel brick. The inner design kind of sucks. When you're disconnecting the battery, it's very easy to short, so I might have broken something, so it's not like I'm going to return this to the guy, because that wouldn't be fair to them after possibly the short being caused by this stupid bracket. Who designed a bracket like this? I mean, how are you guys doing that? Why would you put this bracket which goes up and goes over all the MOSFETs? It should be popping upwards or stuff like that, and it looks like the battery is not charging up, so maybe some capacitor thing broke here, because that sign is going here. Maybe it's because it's Windows 10. I prefer Windows 10. I'm gonna keep on to Windows 10. There's a guy on YouTube, he figured out how to install LTSC, upgrade Windows 10 Pro to LTSC. So all those things, like things that you might like, possibly the Copilot, because I sometimes use Copilot to summarize a page. It's very convenient, that AI. So you could keep all that and keep all your settings, but still upgrade it. There's a way to upgrade to LTSC and get a perfectly legal license key and have it be working until 2027 and possibly even until 2031. So I'm a Windows 10 guy. Windows 11 is okay. I just prefer the less kind of like technology that Microsoft put in there. The more, the better. So overall, ASUS Vivobook, the sound is okay. It's just like, give it on a scale of laptop, I would say I would give it a 6 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 5. I would give it a 6. This is really nice. So what could be its uses? It could be used for crypto mining. It could be used for a low power PC to, let's say, do some sort of server. So Docker server or something where you have a lot of containers, because you could upgrade the RAM. But then you could always use the 3535, the Dell 3535, because those are about the same price. Yeah, that came with only 512 gigs instead of the 1 terabyte that's here. So my only solace is this extra 1 terabyte drive I got that I could use somewhere else, because I'm not even going to put this back in this computer. I'll just leave the Windows 10 on here. So that's my review. I hope you guys liked it. Yes, it's a used laptop. Bought it for about $300, 300 maybe 20 with tax, or maybe 300 completely, all in all, with tax included and shipping and everything like that. It's just the deal looked good. Oh, so I wound up getting it because I just wanted to test that out. I mean, it's cool. You do have like the snippet button. You do have a couple function buttons. That's cool. So overall, okay laptop. I mean, what can I say? It worked. Okay, guys, thumb up, subscribe, review, links down below. Check out my other videos, and put your comments down below. What you guys think? Would this be a good Linux machine for you? And then I'm kind of like wondering why I would want to even waste my Linux energies on this PC when there's Lenovo's, there's Dell's, because Dell's have a partnership with Ubuntu, so I think out the box they work better with Linux anyway. And yeah, I would probably keep it that way. Yeah, I just don't want to bother even trying Linux on it right now. It's kind of not very interesting for me. Okay, guys, See you in the next one. Bye bye.